Captain, but it does appear what we are trying to fight, as a mountain, move. Corruption, abaya kanka 80 deep into the fabric of our society. And 80 deep, a man for future and 18 away. Answer na civilization, ebebano. Na gathering and your friend is saying hunting days, those days, Not say Captain Smart in the bush and for that's all, not say comedy or more. Now I share a kura a benwo. Okono one that would make a soldier to a mumu. Not what's your mo, now more japadio mo, now wafa. So that is how vicious human being has always been. Amara civilization that minds and any means possible to satisfy your friend saying, Adia, uhiabama, why no so ubeku be crana. Na edem your friends say matter. That is how. And it's whenever you are dealing with humans, any human institutions, you must always have this thing at the back of your mind. Say, man at his core is so vicious and so greedy. So in a governance setup, so we have quite a so I teacher of my Makato say every single human be a wasa says it doesn't matter as anybody pope or your wine is predisposed to being corrupt. That corruption tendency will be but as a state, you need to put up your friend say incentives and opportunities and a money panel use with that particular thing in the area. So state be a juma or and say those incentives and opportunities now every money per area you take them away. So at any point in time, say state be failing to take those your father saying incentives and opportunities away because every human being is predisposed to being corrupt or you're susceptible to being corrupt, whenever the opportunities and incentives are available, every human being will still say it doesn't matter whether the person is a pope or whoever. Enti neman awudi be gu akwan mu na be mani pa no ehu se say me ko wi there are consequences abe yenti no ene matwe me ho free ho. But it's unfortunate why we find ourselves the very morals of our society is shattered and broken. This particular country, there is no single moral fiber to hang on. Enti everybody has become a loose cannon and people are just scrambling for wealth in any means possible because the estate na da ho ni any owner. There are no punitive consequences. So anybody at all bet me the sabom aye the opebia and it's exactly numbers here the two way nka you expect nka ebabo and say the subsequent year no nka betia ba form but grow it is exactly and so there are no punitive measures, no consequences. Just say your creative field day anybody at all can get away with it. And sometimes it's a fighting corruption and then you look up to institutions, you look up to individuals, a state then you begin to look up to them say measures buying and this particular canker in the bad. But unfortunately a few years auditor general report now Shema at the pinnacle of that particular corruption rate, that not sitting there is the president. So that person has all gathered the political will to ensure, say, fighting corruption. That person has been, your friend is implicated in the report. The other side, and I know thereby, judges are who are supposed to uphold the law. Other side, they are buying your friends cars at a very ridiculous prices. And at the end of the day, when I will look up to him, say, wow, to fight corruption.
But remember, I can't say who judges in the car now, Mark 50,000, 60,000, me, man,
okay.
Samuel and say, by a tobacco 300 Ghana cedis.
Yo.
Never from Cromo DNA.
So,
they are told ambulance 300 Ghana cedis, so Ghana had 300. Car no ambulance.
So, Captain, that is the society that we live in. People, the Nippon look up to them. They level standard, a level certain moral way. There are people who are perfecting the act of stealing with finesse. And the Nippon at the local level department and as for they look up to them and they take inspiration. So, so department and agencies at the local level are just taking inspiration from the top. People are stealing with impunity. So at the end of the at the department level, will be a scramble for what in a month because there is no punitive consequences for Obia. Quite recently, our South Korea, our president, Park Jin-hyo, I don't know your president. because of corruption in name ordinary in Sa Equayim, no, ye sentence no to 30 years imprisonment. Oko appeal, no, onya 20. Eko da prison later, and I'm a pardon, no, president, the heir apparent to Samsung group of companies, Samsung Kakraka phone way, no, the papano, or your heart attack or that hospital, and on the banner trying to take over from his father, no, on the Sama Mia, your fans are engaging a lot of corruption. At the end of the day, no, the whole Samsung, a big corporation in the world, no, the CEO in the banner, your father Lee, or that prison. You're sentencing 30 months in prison, or 210 days and yet they call parole. So you see, sir, elsewhere that there are consequences abound. Next time, no we are. Wakuma be say, "Hey, me kwaya na president de kwa na akwada prison ya." Samsung hair kwa na akwada prison ya. Na ordinary person de obey den. But you come no, there are no punitive consequences. Enti judges we ministers we president we na ha na jail obi na wo judge a wo de 50 your fence 50,000 ekokoto card moral conviction be na wo de ko jail obi. That is the problem I tell her. So the entire moral fabric of our society is broken. There is lawless society na team. It is on the other side. Nema bien where you do. No my baby a team nay. You see our which camp the mine nyansa be na our mine team.
What's it?
Ya which camp okroma say. Metis answer me Sunday. In this modern society way, you see our which camp. Just I said damn the winning party. O my which camp at this time. Or mine nyansa. So yeah, Kasa say you should understand that my can answer. Timukofa before you never tell radios in the interview. That is the kind of mentality. We are so sick in the head. Why we so
why not be a man?
Say another full program. I spend the hours. Yeah, discuss now. Say hey, you took off before TV. So that is the mentality. Yet discussing say how we can move on as a country. Obia abrewa sebinya me adom na me wadi 80 years a onem kon akwa anim kakra no na obi ad akonsan so e before that na koto atwene ba bi so sick to the sense so captain yes, corruption na yete ho no I am expecting say you betim this certain punitive measures be gu akwan mu because corruption ya akoso amasika ayira okroma sika obobo obodin enya bi ni say yedi IMF achi esra omo so mama isika no and na bosia na ya ba all the general report here by wa can nkeke no action be no order back here because individuals no boy no can at least yes charge omo and as a state no am making readily available your first call to me say at the end of the day no say auditor general bodi na say we are implicated there is a court that is standing and immediately now you face prosecution. I knew you be a court to name Ebasa you scare people. But from 92, Auditor General Babonting, no media, among for it radio so discuss here the following year it will come. The following so what is the sense in it? But depending on which party is in power and which party is in opposition, opposition will use it to about politics. And as a son as a win so opposition, and then they also use it to do politics. And the chrono no minor that channel yano abaye instrument people are using to harness political capital. Instead of saying to make the measures and near go corruption, no, you bet me stop it. I'm making sure say Sika ira this like a hospital partner who den kwanya man for efforts womb a hospital a pin for a nyama obekono okono da bed so or that your fence a form bed in the oxygen hospital in New York. Just say, never be brain and quay. As Asika when you channel into productive areas. Always we've been complaining about youth unemployment. Youth unemployment skyrocketing our chroma and abaye threat face your minor because the majority of your youth are unemployed threatening the very foundations of your cohesion and your integration as people. Democracy now one is threatened because my culture say you will never see a kokra with the 80 years or titi or timoto so no always come back to the youth. So what measures are we putting in place here? Yeah, making sure you build the foundation for the youth. Say yeah, nipa no physical but at least obenya bidibidi inside. But then from school days you train nipa know how to steal. Ya bokro from school days and people who political arena no now are corrupt that they are not able to distinguish right from wrong And it is about the order of the day. Over party bar, and I say, who join the political power, and I say, just amass word to yourself. Because you have to Kroma say, suddenly, so be by a minister now all of a sudden, one who's about top properties in us, Obian question Obia, nobody is asking anybody. And the Obia to me at the upper at any point in time. But as a responsible country, you know, say you want to say any measures will come more. I mean, yes, and go be crabbing up one time because and I'm a toy because you need to provide your tax returns and then as for extra or returns a winya mautimi, yes, I am, but yet to Kromana. What to Kromano be a sort of Abba Mesikani? I just am one way about for a month for Sika coming. But all no advert with TV so don't ask for no more. And penning for who no. I'm a man for sick actually dear coding number one why and the prosecution you crack. But do you think say in America bet you could be $1? In the name of fraud, now what I'm did that. Now I'm for hell. Because the state, you know, are so responsible, say they will take measures into their own hands and ensure, say you will answer for your crimes. But Roman people don't answer for their crimes. We are Ohiani Naso Koti Kontum, and Naso will be banched there. And yeah, some Unquasia sentence and you're betting rock or 2 better 30 years. But Nipano movie, a man for that, a man for no moboy suku, a man for no man, Yaman, say, you know. Now you're in a foolish case. That is the state here. So, Niamana cautioning idea scale be because nobody is ready to lift a finger because Nipano who are supposed to gather the political will say punish you, you know, Nipana Ankasa on the neck, you're deep in the corruption pool now. Or by that, because so a report here by go and look at the overspending a year or the presidency. And look at other departments, judges, ministers, Obia is involved. So I know the day, you know, when I bring that particular wellness, say, yam punish you, Obi. So until say we as a people, but Soraka say enough is enough. You really committed, say, this particular canker, it is deep into our society, can who be, and you do what you do. So going forward, no, we are taking measures to ensure, say, you pruning the system, and corruption will no longer be attractive for anybody over here. Because if you go to China today, I am not sure, say, state sika say state sika fruit from crowd far we had in the ura diamano but baby people can feed on the state your friend saying fund state resources and the comes na free go form no na ebinim so na masie didi and the truth that is supposed to be told no people are scared because okokana no be anebebo in the media. I think I'm for the mouthpiece of the people, advocating for the people. Right? The media is in the room dining with power, and I know that they don't even care about what happens to their people. So the core responsibility and the core mandate of your friend is saying media to ensure that the welfare of the people, no, the welfare of the estate, be protected. No, now the estate is naked. People who are guardians of the estate are robbing and looting the estate with impunity, and nobody seems to care much. That is the point that we've got into. So until say you be a ruthless, pragmatic, or at this point, you know. So we these are the consequences that await you, and you set example. That is the only way you can scare people. But we say, human at the core of human heart, man is very vicious. Until some of the consequences but threaten, no, over setting the parameters and who say, near my we are whole consequence in you, man will never be scared. And that is the point we are. Who is that person that is taking that bold step to say, because me and fancy Obiasa every day we come here, we talk about corruption, will be racing. In the end, nothing happens. Sikaka kana kanasa priority areas at the Becono, and also Sabi, and Yama Yansa many a day, Cathedral less a coffin once a still you have people on TV advocating the cathedral at this crucial time when the country is collapsing. Yansa in the party, and these are penning for you expect them, these are soft from penny for Sabi, Yameho Momswa, Yansa the Bagano, Omono Mudis answer Hunu. When people are suffering, Oko schools, I'll go to the secondary school and look at the state of our schools. And we are not a school for medical because the state will say Onisika, but you bring Sika the so who is thinking for this particular state? We are behaving like us or Maya Wabondamasi, Nimian Sino, Yegum, Obia, left from the right, and a corruption about pay. So few greedy mind individuals are only capitalizing on the loopholes in our system, and they are feeding fat, and we seem not to care. So until Sayaba Transia rises to the occasion, say, we have failed ourselves. This is the time for us to move the conversation beyond the frontiers of partisan politics and tell us your failure is not an issue of NDC, it's not an issue of MPP, it is an issue about Ghana. Ghana, the estate is naked. Ghana is bleeding. Ghana is hemorrhaging. So this is the time for us to build a consensus. Going forward, we are putting up these measures to ensure that Auditor General say Muna de Bia Babontia, you discuss, no, and Yadia. So going forward, no, we are not going to allow it. And are we saying that maybe our report to you free by or more internal auditors were? So what are they doing? Are we going to sit every year? Now Auditor General no chrono among for we are no aboya man. Is that what you are going to do? Say say more people should steal or more we need this kana. Now Auditor General aboya man or buy even the power to set charge among for I have to free among for salary on cow. Now you have to try to abam say among for years menya da me menya da. What I say? I think say menya sabai team lady bo man.
Me ya babedru.